Hi, this is Vanessa, and in this video we are making the Regan Cowl. So this is going to match my recent design. This is the Regan Beanie. So this will be written for fitted or slouch. So I decided to make a video for the cowl. So for your materials, I'm going to use a 16-inch circular needle. This is US 15. That's 10 millimeters. And I'm using two different colors of yarn. This is Lion Brand's Hometown USA. I don't remember what the colors are. I'll leave the name in the description box. You need a pair of scissors, a stitch marker, and a tapestry needle. So I want the colors just like this. So then I'm going to start with the honey color. So I'm going to cast on with the longtail cast on method. I'll leave a link for a slower tutorial if you need, but you can use whatever method you'd like. I'm going to cast on a total of 48 stitches. Okay, so I have my 48 stitches, and you're going to want to make sure that your stitches are not twisted before you join. Okay, so I'm going to join with the invisible joining method, so I will cast on one more stitch for that. Okay, to start the invisible joining method, you want to slip the first stitch on your left hand needle purlwise as if to purl. Now you're going to grab this stitch here and pass it over the stitch you just slipped and drop it. Okay, that's the extra stitch. That's why we had to cast on an extra one. Tighten it by tugging the two strands, and now you want to place the first stitch that you slipped back on your left hand needle. Okay, grab your stitch marker, place it on your right hand needle. So for the first round, I'm going to knit and purl, so one by one ribbing. So knit the first, purl the second, okay, all the way around. Okay, so for the second round, I'm going to work the same thing. I'm just going to make 2 rounds of ribbing. So you want to knit and purl all the way around again, alternating between the 2 stitches. And if you need the written pattern, go ahead and look in the description box below. I'll leave a link for the written pattern. Okay, now that I'm done with round 2, I'm going to start round 3 with the new color. So to add the new color, I'm going to insert my needle as if to knit, and then go ahead and just fold your new yarn and place it on your needle and pull it up. Okay, slide it off. And I like to actually tie a couple of knots on the inside. That's just my personal preference. Okay. So now you're just going to go ahead and knit with the new color. Okay, so knit all stitches with the new color. Okay, so for the next round, you want to slip 5 and knit 1, and we're switching back to the first color. So when you're slipping your stitches, you want to slip purlwise, okay, in that direction. And then you want to make sure that your yarn is in the front, because we want to drag this strand across in the front of your work. So with the yarn in the front, I'm going to slip 5 stitches, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I want to bring my yarn in the back again, and make sure this is loose, because if it's tight, once you get it off the needle, it's going to be too tight. It's going to pull all your stitches together. So just loosely let it hang in the front when you're knitting your next stitch. Okay, so knit 1. Okay, just make sure that's, it has some give. Again, we're going to bring the yarn in the front and slip another 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn in the back, knit 1. Okay, so that's what you're repeating all the way around. Slip 5 with your yarn in the front, and then bring your yarn in the back, and you want to knit 1. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do that all the way around. Yarn in the front, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit 1. So now we want to drop this color and pick up this blue color, and we're going to knit, let's move my stitch marker, and we're going to just knit all stitches for 2 rounds. Okay, so we're just knitting all of the stitches for 2 rounds. Okay, so I'm finishing up my second round of the blue color. Okay, don't forget you need 2 rounds of the blue color. That's 2 rounds. Now for the next round, we are picking up the honey color. Okay, so the brown color. And we're going to slip the first 2 stitches with your yarn in the back this time. Okay, so 1, 2, and for every slip stitch, you're always going to slip purlwise. This is slipping knitwise, okay, going in the direction where you're about to knit. So you always want to slip this way, as if to purl. So we're slipping 2 with yarn in the back, and then we're going to pick up this slip stitch down here, so the loose strand. What that means is you're going to take your right hand needle, go underneath this strand, and then insert your needle in here in the next stitch to knit it. And then once you pull this back, you want to pull it back under the loose strand and drop the stitch off your left hand needle. Okay, so that brings up the slip stitch up here. Again, we're slipping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you want to slip 5. Now we're going to pick up this strand again. So again, right hand needle underneath the loose strand, knit your next stitch, bring it back under that loose strand, and slide your stitch off your left hand needle. Okay, so we'll repeat that. Slip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, under the loose strand, knit your next stitch, bring it back under the loose strand, and slide your stitches off, or your stitch. Okay, slip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit the next stitch under loose strand, knit, bring it back under the loose strand, and slide off your needle. Okay, that's to repeat all the way around. Again, underneath the loose strand, knit your next stitch, bring the stitch back underneath, and slide your stitch off your left hand needle. Okay, so you're going to end with 3 stitches. Go ahead and slip those 3 in with the yarn in the front. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Move your marker, and then to start the next round, you want to slip the first 2, leaving your yarn in the front. Okay, now bring your yarn in the back and knit the next stitch. Okay, so repeat, yarn in the front, slip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit 1, yarn in the front, slip 5, bring your yarn in the back and slip knit 1, yarn in the front and slip 5. So what we're doing here is setting up the next loose strand to pick up later as we move up. Okay, knit 1 with your yarn in the back, slip 5 with your yarn in the front, knit 1, okay, so you're going to end here with 3 stitches again. This time you want to slip these with the yarn in the back, okay, because you already have this strand from the previous round. Okay, so now you want to knit 2 rounds of the blue again. Okay, so we're just knitting all of our stitches with the blue yarn for 2 rounds. Okay, so I just completed 2 rounds of the blue color with just knit stitches all the way around. That was rounds 9 and 10. So now we're starting on 11 and we need to use the brown color again. Okay, so for round 11, we are going to start by slipping 5 with the yarn in the back. Okay, so you want to slip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we're going to pick up this loose strand and then knit our next stitch just like we did before. Bring it back underneath the loose strand and slide the stitch off your left hand needle. So now we're picking up the loose strand here, creating that diamond shape. So it's sort of staggered because the last pickup stitch we did was right here. Now we're working the pickup stitches in between. Okay, slip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure your yarn is in the back. Now we're going to go under the loose strand, knit the next stitch, come back under the loose strand and drop your stitch off your left hand needle. Slip 5 and knit the next stitch under this loose strand. Slip 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, knit the next stitch under the loose strand. It's also important to make sure that this slip stitches in the back is loose as well. Okay, so I'm going to slip the last 5, and then the very last stitch we're going to knit. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're knitting the last stitch under this loose strand. Okay, so now you're just going to repeat rounds 4 through 11 for as tall as you want, and then we are going to match the beginning with 2 rounds of ribbing, and then we're going to cast off. Okay, so back to the honey color. For round 4, we're going to slip 5 and knit 1. So when you're slipping 5, you want your yarn in the front because we're setting up for the next loose strand to be picked up. So go ahead and repeat rounds 4 through 11 until you have the height that you're happy with. Okay, so I'm happy with the size. Make sure you end after round 11. I went ahead and cut the blue color yarn. I'm going to finish off with the honey, the brown color. So you want to knit 1 round with the brown color. So all knit stitches all the way around. Okay, so now that I've worked 1 round of knit stitches, I'm going to work 2 rounds of the 1x1 ribbing. So you want to start with a knit stitch, and then you want to purl your next stitch. Okay, just like you did in the beginning, you want to alternate knit and purl stitches all the way around, and you want to do this twice. So you want 2 rounds of ribbing to match the beginning of your work. Okay, so I have my 2 rounds of ribbing. So now we are ready to cast off. So what you want to do is knit 2 stitches. Okay, and then grab the first stitch and pass it over the second knitted stitch. Okay, knit the next stitch. Grab this stitch here and pass it over the just knitted stitch. And you're going to repeat that all the way around, knitting 1 and then passing the last stitch over that one you just knitted. Okay, knit 1, pass this over, and try to keep it loose. You don't want it too tight. Knit 1, pass, knit 1, and pass. Okay, repeat that all the way around. Okay, last stitch. So go ahead and cut my yarn. Leave a tail so you can weave in your ends. Okay, pull that through. So to fix this gap, you want to insert your needle into the very first stitch. You see these top stitches here? They're in V shapes. There, V shapes. So this is the first one right here. You want to insert your needle through both loops and tug on that, and then this would have been your last V. You want to go right back into the middle through the back. Okay, that's looks nicer, right? So you may still have a gap, just you can close it by weaving your ends across. Okay, and then just weave in your ends. All right, there's your finished Regan cowl. And here's the matching hat. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe for future videos.